Y'all, this is going to be a good one today because I am so excited. Fatima and I are doing her very first podcast ever.
Seriously.
And you probably know her because you're obsessed and you need it. I have been following you for a while now, and it's so nice to connect.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm like hugging you. I want to hug and come through my computer. So thank you for this.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. I'm glad that you said yes. Oftentimes over the years, I've been really blessed to have some like really cool people on. And I just kind of like, I've always enjoyed your vibe. I've probably followed you off and on for like probably like a year now. You're huge on TikTok and Instagram and all the things, but it's just your vibe, right? Like, I'm sure people just love you for that.
No, I'm just silly and I'm a dork and that's what I say. And oh my gosh, I'm humbled by everything you just said. No, this is awesome. I'm just silly and I'm just me, right? And I think you're the same. So that's the energy that I feel from you. And that's the kind of thing I want to be a part of. So when you asked about this, I'm like, I've never done one. So my first one will be with you. So this is really cool.
Well, I'm so excited, but it's interesting. Like, this is actually like my job, but it's come to find out like you're not a full-time, like, I'm definitely not an influencer by any means, but I'm a person of influence, but not an
Yes.
influencer. But this is not your full-time job.
No, no, I have a job, right? Yeah, I've got a job. I'm in the pharma industry, right? I've done it forever. And this kind of just happened on accident. Like I remember it was during COVID. Well, no, I started Instagram forever ago. I don't know where my friend Dana is, but I was sitting in Taekwondo class when my kids were little, and I was talking about these Levi jeans that I used to shred, and people would be like, I need it, I need it. And I'd respond, yeah, I'm obsessed and you need it. So I'm not tech savvy either. My girlfriend Dana was like, you need an Instagram. Cool, what's that? I was so late to the game. I'm just that dork. So she set up my Instagram and she's like, what do you want it to be called? I'm like, obsessed and you need it because this is what I do forever. Like if I love something, I share it. It could be someone, it could be a location, it could be my coffee mug, my cup of coffee, whatever. So it kind of went on from there. The Levi's and just random shares and sharing quotes and sharing about people. And the TikTok thing happened during COVID, right? Like, remember when all the kids were doing like the cool dances that were planned out?
Yeah.
And I was like, I could do that, like, whatever. And then my kids were like, oh God, no. So, so they wouldn't let me jump on theirs. And I was like, fine, I'm gonna set my own. So that's how that happened, and then I loved them.
Let me guess. You have a billion more views and followers than your kids.
Oh my gosh, no, like, I didn't even know how to use it, Christina. So, it just takes off and I'm just doing like, I don't know, Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin, maybe throw in a whatever Jay-Z, like whatever I feel, it's what I would look up on TikTok. And then one day it grew, and then the kids were like, you're at whatever, 10K. I said, cool. What does that even mean? Right? Like, what do I do with it? It's obviously not paying the bills. Like it's fun, but what does that even mean? And yeah, I just went off from there. And then I've been meeting amazing people like you, good energy, good people. And that's all I want around me from
And do you not you obviously now monetize it pretty well.
so I have a manager, right? Like I don't even I don't even know
Well, that's what you said. It was so funny. You're like, "I've never done this before," but you're like, "Oh, wait, I need to link you up with my manager." And I was like, "Bitch, you've never done this before, but you have a manager?"
I was like, "Oh, what? I'm kinda cool right now." No, just kidding. But
Yeah.
the TikTok thing is happening, and so, there's real life, right? Like, I'm a daughter, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a whatever you need, I'm a friend, I'm there. Shoot, strangers, what do you need? I'm there. So it was like, okay, I'm getting all these emails and all these questions, and, people are like, "Hey, what are you doing when people send you stuff?" And I'm like, I say thank you, and if it's me, I'm like, "Cool, I'll wear it, I'll share it, I'll talk about it." And so one of my closest friends hooked me up with one of her closest friends. And so yeah, I got a manager and I was like, oh, this makes sense, right? So there's nothing like buttoned up about me. I am not, I don't know, I don't dot every I or cross every T, but I get it done, right? And I put my heart into it. And my manager is a mixture of everything. So yeah, so she, goes through stuff and does the reach out. So yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, I have a manager.
Oh, I no, I think it's fabulous, and I just love that you shared that because over the years, I've showcased some really cool people. Like, I kinda think back to, do you follow, Trader Joe's account?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Of course.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She is she was like the very first person to like, because Trader Joe's doesn't actually have an account. And she was
No,
like,
no, you're so right. I keep going to tag them. I'm like, what the frick? What? No, you did.
they don't have one. So my girl, like literally, that's the only thing that but I started following her and I asked her to be on the podcast and like 2 degree, and obviously she does very, very well financially with it now. But when we originally connected, I asked her, I was like, so how did this come about? Like, how did you do this? And she said, she was like, honestly, I was broke living in California and my roommates were constantly eating my snacks. And they said, well, we go to Trader Joe's and we don't know what to buy. So can you tell us what to buy? And so she like just honestly, like Trader Joe's, like she just literally started going to Trader Joe's and showing her snacks to her girlfriends. And she created an Instagram account. And now Trader Joe's list is the #1 Trader Joe's account.
Can we take this on the road into Trader Joe's? We need to do this. I would love to do a grocery list podcast, like walking through.
You just need to follow Natasha. It's called Trader Joe's List. That's what she does every single week. She does these hauls. She's fabulous. You probably already follow her and you don't really know it, but I love getting to showcase people who have created something because they were just like, I liked this, or this is what I did, or I'm super passionate about it. This obviously how you've grown your social media account too is like, well, I'm just gonna do this thing and dance and be positive, and all of a sudden you've got a manager.
Yeah, isn't that funny? And I mean, like, would it be awesome to just do that and have it pay all the bills, all the things, and the college, and this and that and that? Yeah. But I also really enjoy what I do professionally. But this is so fun. Like meeting good people with good intentions, with good energy. I'm all about it. That's exactly what I'm about. So, and I love to share. I'm an oversharer. I think it's in my DNA, it's in my culture. We just share, right?
Well, then you just need a podcast. Maybe that's what you do next is do a podcast, because if you're an oversharer, that
Oh my gosh. I'll just keep chiming in on yours. But yeah, yeah, this is so fun.
so
And on a mic, like one of those things.
oh yeah, cool mic. You can order one from Amazon. They're very, very like this one is actually a little bit more expensive. And I know that you don't this is obviously the first time we've connected. This is the very first time I'm not even at my house. I'm at our lake house. Our power went out. So I'm at the lake house right now. This is just a total you just make it work wherever you are. But I carried the mic with us.
How I lake house next time.
Yeah, it's
Like, like do across from each other kind of.
exactly, exactly. We need to do it in person. So tell me a little bit about, because I'm sure people are super curious, and I'm sure you've gotten this over the years, which I'm excited for you to be able to share this with your community, because I think it's always nice to kind of show a person's life and kind of give them a full context. So that's why I like short form or long form content, as opposed to like, obviously we get to know you in a 30-second, 1 minute video, and if you follow you, but there's not really that long form content to be able to really capture, like how did you go from I'm just gonna start this TikTok, but like what's your background? Why are you so positive? Like what's kind of give us a 411 on you. And I think your community, when you share this, will really enjoy it, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, that's thank you for that. I love that question because it is hard to see who someone is in 15 seconds,
Totally.
30 seconds or whatever these reels are a minute. And people, right, they'll assume or they'll create this image, just gosh, she's always happy, her life is perfect. But, she doesn't need to work, I don't know, whatever, right? And it's none of the above. It's probably a mixture of everything. Good, bad, ugly, uglier, you know what I mean? And I think whatever I've experienced in life has made me who I am, and I literally I make a conscious effort to choose to be a good person and to be positive. I feel like choosing to be happy is an iffy thing to say because it's not like you're choosing to be happy. Happiness is like a legit, real, organic feeling that comes, right? When there's Louie. He just did a jump. I love that. Perfect, Lou. It's kind of like, if you just stay true to what you believe in, the happiness is there. Like you're allowed to, I feel, be sad and be grateful at the same time. And like when my mom was here, she always taught me to talk to God. Like whatever God you believe in, right? You all in the universe that we're talking to. Whoever you believe in, have conversations. She taught me to write letters. It's like therapeutic, right? So the things that get me going, I pull from those things, from those values, from those lessons of life. And I love a lot. I love people. And when you're in my life, we're in my life for good. And yeah, that's kind of how I live. And I wake up every morning like, thank you, God, and be with me, God. And I'm translating because I speak Farsi. So like I'll be like,
What is Farsi?
oh, so Persian. I'm
Oh,
Persian.
Persian.
I'm
Okay.
from Iran. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'll be like, okay, God, guide me through the day. Whatever you think is best, give me strength, that kind of thing. And the music, the music is like, I think it's my fuel along with sunshine, but music legitimately takes me to another place. Um, it charges me, right? So then the TikTok thing, like, I just was like, if I feel it and I'm moving, I'm like, all right, let's do it. There's no plan. I never plan, just like my posts. I don't plan what I'm going to say. I don't do all those hashtags. You know how people do like hashtags and it's like a story? I'll just make it my own freaking hashtag. I don't know. Yeah, so I'll just post whatever I'm feeling. I shoot from the hip. My kids laugh at me. My older one laughs all the time. She'd probably laugh if she heard me saying this. We're so opposite. She's like my little lady, and then my little one is a firecracker. But yeah, I just see what's on my mind, and I feel and I do, and music does that for me, like all the time.
I love it. So you grew up, having that belief. So your mom installed that into you, so that was like a thing. You didn't so my journey, obviously, I know we don't know each other very well, but, like, I really like, I didn't grow up that way, like, it wasn't my mindset was not in that frame of mind, and I just really at 27 years old, I was like, "Okay, this is not working. This is
Mhm.
leading me down a really bad path, so I'm going to figure out how people like you exist." And so I've spent the last, 16, 17 years of my life focusing in on it, and now obviously it's a big part of what I do. But so you grew up like that. So, like, that's what you were always accustomed to?
Yeah, so I grew up with different experiences, right? I mean, you know, there's all kinds of things that go on in the home and family and this and that. Like there's nothing perfect, but it's my perfect, right? And it's meaning this is my family. And I got everything in my family, right? I often talk about mental health because that's a big deal to me. And it's very personal. I have everything going on. And so rather than sit in like heartache, what I think the reverse happens. Literally, it's like if I had someone winding me up, it's like, all right, remember the good. Remember to, just be good and put it onto the world and you're gonna feel the energy. That's literally what I do. So like I in a 60-second period, I can laugh and cry and do all the things. Because it wasn't a perfect upbringing, right?
Who has that? No one.
I don't like when you see fake stuff, you're like, "Come on, bend a little bit," Or the best is when you see all these, like, perfect photos. I'm like, "Oh my lord." But anyway, to each his own. So, yeah, nothing is perfect, but it's mine. And I think when you accept what's yours, you start living, whatever the situation is, right? So yeah, but in terms of knowing that when you put good out, good comes back and being open to faith and believing in a higher power, I always had that. I mean, my mom used to be like, "Hey, I don't care if you go to a Buddhist temple. I don't care if you go to a mosque or the local Presbyterian church down the street. Just go. Go and be there and feel it." And like, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that makes so much sense. Like, just be a good human." So that's kind of what I believe in. And the positivity, yeah, I got a lot of energy. So I have to tone it down sometimes.
No, I think that that's fabulous, and obviously you've seen so much when people are obviously like, the fact that you, like, only started Instagram just a few years ago, TikTok during COVID, it's completely exploded, and do you think that that is the main reason why people follow you is for the positivity, or is it more for your looks and your dance and, like, all of your social like, where do we buy it? I'm
Oh my God.
fast and I need it, girl.
You're awesome. No, I honestly, I have the cluster of people that'll follow me and literally share the most beautiful stories about their life. Whether it's related to hardship, heartache, like, or cancer and mental health, because people have picked up on how much that, touches my heart. They'll share stories and they'll thank me for positivity. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. for reaching out. Or they will respond and say, "Oh my gosh, you're really responding to me." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just Fatemeh. I am not this is, I'm just normal, whatever normal is." So, I get that. Then I get the people all day, "Tell me your makeup routine. Is your hair real? Is this happening? What's happening?" And I'm like, "I'm Persian, so we're just hairy," you know? And then I just put what yeah, Louis agrees. And then or they'll ask me what I'm wearing and makeup and can I do a tutorial? Christina, I am such a dork. I don't know how to do that stuff. So literally if I do like a photo or show a little bit of something, that's all I know to do. But people appreciate it. So hence the tagging and the linking so they can buy the stuff that I use. I only share what I believe in and I only share what I have used and have seen. It has to be a legit thing. And then I have, different kind of people, sometimes you get, random creepers in there. I'm just like, "Shuffle it away."
Obviously, yeah, for
Oh my
sure.
gosh, I had fake accounts for so long, I didn't even know on TikTok,
See,
fake
but
shit.
that proves that you're doing something right, the fact that someone is trying to fake you.
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
that proves that you're obviously doing something right. I think I want the listeners to hear something that you said that I think is really, really important, and I've tried to, hit on for so many years, is the fact that you literally are only talking about things that you actually care about. You're only sharing shit that you actually like, and I
For
think
sure.
that oftentimes, nowadays, I don't have children by choice. How old are your kids?
So Ava is 18, she's, in college, and Layla is 15, but girl, they were both born 25 and 40.
I love it. Okay, well,
Yeah.
so they're not of the well, perhaps they're not of the age, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but they're probably not that age where, like, nowadays you ask a kid in, like, maybe middle school or junior high, what do they wanna be? And they say they wanna be a TikToker or whatever.
Oh, yeah, no, everyone says that.
Everyone says it. It's friggin' wild. I'm just like, "Oh my god, you have no idea." But anyway, all of that to be said is, like, I really want those people, perhaps, that do have the dream to do that, because I do believe you can do anything that you want, and you can be fabulous at anything as long as you work hard. But I want people to hear what you said. You didn't set out to be a TikToker. You didn't
No.
set out to, become what you have become. You set out to do something that you really enjoyed, and along the way, you figured it out.
Authenticity is freaking legit. I will tell you that.
Amen.
It early on, I had friends that are into different things, whether interior design or fashion, and friends that was their goal to do that. And they'd be like, "What are you doing, Fatima?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Uh, you know, I don't know. I'm just me." And literally to this day, I'm just me. And when I meet people out and about and they approach me and it's like, "Obsessed and you need it," I'm like, "What's up?" You know, it's so awesome. So if you're out there and you see me and you come up to me, I love it. I mean, we hug, we get to know each other. I ask them about them. It's not about me. So, if I can make this a job all day long to make people feel as amazing as they really are, I'm humbled by it. And just be real. You got to be real. You're real, so you get it.
Yeah, and, I think, unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know what it is, but I've been in this industry for, like, 7 years now, and I will tell you that the coaching space in general has it's the wild, wild west, and some days I just feel like, "Oh my god, I'm never associating myself with that shitstorm," because, like, that's just not who I am. However, I will say that, like, authenticity is kinda like the new thing. People want you to be authentic, but I could never really understand that because I like you, I don't know how not to be. Like, I don't
Sure.
know how not to not be authentic and, take it or leave it, but I do think that it's really important for people to hear that is, like, if you're trying like, if you're setting out to be, would do you call yourself, like, a fashion influencer? Like, what are you quote, unquote, "branded" as? A fashion
Oh,
influencer?
me?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I'm just Fatima the brand.
No, but you're not. You're
Oh,
obviously something.
no, you're so sweet. Yeah, you know how you put categories,
Yes.
actually?
Yeah.
I put fashion. Yeah, I put fashion. I don't put cooking, even though it's your yep. I mean, I cook all day long, but, yeah, I put fashion. I put fashion because people are always wanting to know about style and
Oh, absolutely. So when they're setting this is what I'm trying to say for the people who are really hearing this is, like, she didn't set out to be a fashion influencer. She set out to be herself. And along the way, she became a fashion influencer. And I think oftentimes so many people think that, I get it. Just the other day, I got a DM from someone like, "What's your secret to getting these big people? What's your secret?" I was like, how I got that guy is I have been DMing him 3 times a year for 4 years. That's the
Right.
fucking secret. Do
Right.
that shit." But
And they said, and they gave you what, a thumbs up or
yeah, they're like, "Oh, yeah, there's gotta be a secret." Because I do think oftentimes people who have had, people who look at people like yourself or perhaps myself and look at the level of success, people go, "They've got to have something I don't," or "They've got to have a secret."
yes.
And oftentimes, I do think that, quote, unquote, "the secrets" are, be yourself, be consistent,
Show up.
show up, work hard, do more than most people are willing to do, don't quit, all of the shit that very
Right.
few people wanna do. But trying to be Fatima and
Right.
not being yourself is not going to work. People
Oh,
try to set out to be like Mel Robbins, or they try to set out
oh
to
yeah.
be
Oh yeah.
whoever it is, and that shit is not
Right.
you. God created you.
And by the way, if she's hearing this, can you come to LA? That's
No shit.
but yeah, you know what? So I've had a manager for a year now, right? So that's a new thing.
Yeah.
And so even she gets it. I just want to be Fatima, right? And so when something comes along, she'll be like, this is this your like she confirms and I love that. Be you, you're you. And to your point, love it or leave it. Like I'm not let's be real, not everyone like is going to love this. This
No.
could be a lot for a lot of people. Fortunately for my husband, he's cool with it. He's my chill surfer dude. Like you'll see him in the videos, he's on his phone. And people are like, "What? She's shaking her ass and he's not doing anything." No, because I've been shaking my ass for him for over 20 years. This is normal.
Yeah.
I was TikToking before TikTok was a thing. So, this is it. Like I don't put up these videos where he's like, "Oh, come here." And I'm like, "Yeah, we're in the backyard. He's building a bench and I do a video." It's just life. So be you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a fantastic advice, and I know that a few people will unfortunately, not believe it because they believe that there is. But I also do think too, and I'd love to know from you, from your perspective, because obviously at this point in time, this isn't your full time career. This isn't something that you're doing full time. But if you were to tell people, like, okay, if I had to tell you what my 3 keys to success have been, what do you think your 3 main things that you have done that have really allowed you to have the success that you've had?
Sure. I think consistency, right? So if I am consistent with what I am sharing and who I am, it's felt, right? Because that's real energy coming through. Um,
Before you go on to the next one, I kinda wanna stop you there because I think this is really important. When you first opened your TikTok or your Instagram, or let's just stick with Instagram, let's just stick with one platform. When you first did that and you knew that this wasn't your full-time job, what was consistency to you, and how has that changed over time, and what does that kinda look like now? I always like to talk about the nitty-gritty.
yeah, no, I love knitting. We should get that on a t-shirt. Let's talk, bro.
Let's talk about the nitty-gritty, I love it.
Um, yeah, so when I consistency. So for me at that time, obsessed and you need it, right? So it was important for me to share whatever I was obsessed with because I thought people needed it. So like I said, it started with the vintage Levi's and the shreds. Well, I was consistent with that. I was sharing the Levi's, but I was also sharing other things that I was obsessed with and that people needed. And they were all legit real things. It wasn't something that I saw and was like, "Oh, that's good. Let me share that maybe because that's a trendy thing." I don't do that. I do whatever my trend is. I don't follow, right? And I was consistent with that. Whether it was a post, I think people know I'm going to post all the time, right? Um, People know I love selfies all day long, right? And so they know what to expect. They know I love a good quote because that's like a love note. So I think the consistency started right away. How has it changed? Um, I'm learning to not overpost, right? Because I could post, I mean, the sky is pretty. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I will tell you this when I first learned what stories were, I was like, this is great. I don't have to post 18 pictures in a day. I didn't even know what a story was, Christine.
What is
I
that?
didn't know what a story was. And I'm like, okay, stories. This is great. Somebody the other day said to me, "You're pretty stalkable." I said, "Oh." what the heck is that? Like, they're like, "Well, we know where you are at all times." I go, "No, not really. I don't always post when I'm actually there at that moment. I don't want someone to, creep up on me." But yeah, so that's how I've changed that. But yeah.
That was very consistent. So in the beginning, you were very consistent. And what does consistent look like today? Like how many times a week do you post, main feed post, story post? Are you, and I mean, obviously, you said there was nothing off limits. Are you under contract with certain like brands now that you have to post a certain amount of times?
Yeah, so contracts work differently based on what I'm so it's not an ongoing thing, like, there'll be, like, a period of time, and then it ends, right? Ends meaning I've done my part, my, obligation, but I look at it as fun because it's something that I believe in, so when they invite or ask me to be part of a collaboration, I'm like, "For sure," because I believe in it, right? And often when it ends, I'm still using product, and I'm still sharing it. Because why would I not? It's who I am, like, if I do something with a company with collagen powder, I'm still obsessed with that collagen powder because I'm not doing anything else. I'm trying to put as much collagen in my body in the most
You and
healthy
me
way.
both, girl. You and me both.
I know, and I love that. We're so rare for that. Another
I'm
t-shirt.
trying to do anything possible. I did a podcast the other day. It was awesome. So if you and I turn off, she's fabulous. You live in LA, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Look,
north.
North, whatever. I mean, for all of us who don't live in LA, LA is like LA. Anyway, she's fabulous. Her name's Morgan Zanotti, and she created Primal Kitchen. You know Primal Kitchen Foods?
It sounds familiar. I'm writing it down. What is
Primal Kitchen's like their avocado mayo, their sugar-free ketchup. You've seen it all.
avocado runs my life.
Okay, there we go. Avocado mayo, you've had it before. Whatever, whatever. Anyway, she was so fabulous. We turned off the Zoom and we ended it. And she and I went back and forth for like 45 minutes on plastic surgeons. We're just like, girl, we gotta stay young. Who are you? Who do you know? Who do you like? All of the things. Yeah. So we're at
I mean, yeah, and I haven't done all the things. People do all the things, and they look fabulous, and good for them. That's another thing. I get comments all day long. They'll be like, "You're lying. You did this and this." I'm like, "No, dude.
Do
Like,
you do nothing? How old may I ask how old you
yeah, I do nothing." I mean, listen, we can be totally real. The only thing I've ever done are my boobs, and I did that like 19 years ago. And they probably should have some kind of a tune-up, but my doctor retired. My cousin, he's out there, and he's pretty darn famous and amazing, and I'm like, "Is that weird if he does a tune-up?" But anyway, that's all I done. So
you don't do Botox or filler or none of that stuff. Good
I
for
have
you.
done nothing. I'm lucky if I wash my face at night because I have people on my ass to do that, and I do because I have amazing products.
Yeah.
But I've done nothing, right? And it's fine. I mean, and everyone does everything, and it's cool, and if they don't, it's cool, like, whatever
Whatever
you want.
you choose to do.
For sure,
Absolutely,
for sure.
100% whatever
But
you choose to do.
yeah, people ask
But you're drinking the collagen, you're doing the
I'm
thing.
drinking this collagen, it's in my coffee, I will put it in whatever I could put it in powder form,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and I mean, yes, do I love filters too? Yes. Do I have a filter now? No. But, like, someone will be like, "So what are you doing?" I'm like, "It's called this filter, you swipe and you use it. And does it give me bigger lips? Yeah. And if it doesn't, I'm outlining the crap out of my lips because I love juicy lips, but I don't have juicy lips." Like, I know what I am and I know what I represent, and yeah.
Very
So call me on all day.
I love it. So consistency was your very first thing. That was the thing that you really kind of hit on in the beginning to start to really kind of grow, and once you realize it started to take off. What would be that you think like the next big thing is for yourself?
I think people love music and love dance and love that they think I have no inhibitions. But I mean, I think I do. I just don't know what they are. And people will say, "You are doing what I want to do," or "You're doing what I do when the doors close and no one's around." My response is, "Do it. Do it wherever you want to do it. Who cares what people think?" Um, and just me being me, I think became a thing. You asked me how old I am. I'm turning 48 in like a couple weeks.
Oh, you look
And
great.
oh my gosh, I mean, I'm like, "I'll grow up one day." That's what I say in this house. But I think a lot of women and women close to my age will say, "Oh my gosh, like, I can't do that," or "I can't wear that." And you can wear anything, you can do whatever you want. Don't put those rules on yourself, right? Um, so yeah, I think just that was a thing, and it resonated with a lot of women in particular. I think my age bracket is kind of interesting too, of like who follows me and why, and yeah.
What does that look like? I'm so curious.
You mean the age? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, like what is your demographic that
Well, I think it'll go from like 20s to So the over 50s, and if I have the young ones, it's probably because they're friends of my kid. I don't think I'm interesting to teenagers at all. If anything, they're probably like, "Oh my gosh, Fatima." But yeah, and so that's
No,
like in the
they
past.
they're definitely interested for sure because I think like you said, I mean, people are really interested in you because of the positivity, because of the fact that you are so like you're very unique. Like people know you. Like I and perhaps guys, if you're listening to this and you don't follow Fatima, obsessed and you need it. And once you actually go follow her, chances are you probably have seen her somewhere. You probably followed her. You probably seen your content because it really does resonate with people. You have a very unique way of resonating with your audience because you are so full of positivity. You do share your faith, you share clothes, you share like who you are, and you really don't have any inhibitions in that.
Yeah, and real life, I share real life because life is real. I mean, recently, my God, there's just been so much, right? Real life is happening on the daily. And, and if it's on, I do the head and heart check, right? That's what we do in the house too, especially at night. I'll be like, head and heart check, where are we at?
Explain this to the audience because I always think that people are really curious about like strategic ways in order to help. And this sounds super good, and I don't even know it.
Oh, you're so sweet. So you probably do it. You just don't have like the title. So what's in my head? What am I thinking about? What am I feeling in my heart, head and heart? Are they aligned? Right? Where am I at? Because you can constantly be thinking, stressing, worrying, things you don't have control about, right? And they could be sitting so heavy, right, in your heart. And maybe you want to change that. So how do you change that? So you start thinking positive thoughts, right? It could be something as simple as, oh gosh, so and so, wasn't kind today, right? Okay, I'm so sad. What did I do? What can I change? But you know what? Maybe it wasn't me. So it wasn't me. They're probably having a rough day. What can I do in my heart? Well, so I'm just going to pray for them, right? It's not going to be like, oh, that bitch. It'll just be like, all right, I'll pray for them. And when they need me, I know they'll reach out. Align it, do the check. And it could be different for each and every person. It'll be different for Matt, my husband. It'll be different for the kids. Their lives are in such different stages. For me, I have to align this because thoughts will totally affect how my heart is feeling, even beating, right? And I don't take anything for anything. Like, I just take in the air and I pray and I'm just like, thank you and I trust you. I trust you, God. And it's not like I get everything that I want in like when I have conversations with God, I'm not like, "Hey, here's my to-do list or here's my wish list. So God, can you do this, 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 this?" It's more like, "You know what? This is what I'm feeling. Can we talk about it?" I'll pull in my mom sometimes, whoever your angel is. We all have angels, right? I'm like, "Guide me. Give me some strength. I don't know what to do." I do that all the time. So head and heart check. I get it aligned.
I love that. I'm obsessed. My podcast editor, Ricky, please make sure you clip that
I
because that is one of the best. That is one of the best tools. I feel like I've over the years I've come up with some pretty great tools, but that is a fantastic tool, and I totally agree with it. I talk to God all throughout the day. I never came into my faith until much later in life, but now it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't understand how people exist within it because if I wasn't existing,
seriously. And
yeah.
yeah, like and I have friends of mine that they believe also, and they've been through a lot, and I've been through it with them, and you can't really question why things happen, right? Like that's not allowed, really. It's almost like, okay, it happened. Um, I'll pray on it, and then I just want to get stronger. Do you know what I mean? Like when you truly believe, there was a quote, like you can't have fear when you pray, right?
Oh,
Because
one of my favorite quotes is you can't worry and pray at the same time."
that's
It's
it. That's it.
50 Cent. You know where I got that one?
Oh,
100 years ago on Oprah. 50 Cent was talking I know, crazy, 100 years ago. 50 Cent was talking yeah, this is
like, wow, Jordan, it's your birthday, 50.
exactly. He was on Oprah, and he said he had, like, had a fear of flying or something like that. He's like, "Oh, I was always told you can't worry and pray at the same time." So, that was it, and it was like, that's, like, literally one of my screensavers, it's on there, like, "You can't worry and pray at the same time."
Send it to me. Send
Yeah,
it to me.
for sure, I'll definitely will.
Yeah, so that.
I love that. That's so good. So, obviously, have you ever had anyone, and this is just a random question that came to
Yeah.
mind, it wasn't on the list. Have you had anyone say that they come to their faith because of you?
So I've had people say that I've um, made them believe, which that'll be my next tattoo. We can talk about tattoos differently. The word believe I love. Matt teases me. He's like, "Are you Michael Jackson?" I go, "No." Thanks for that. But they said that I made them believe.
Mm.
And it's because like I've experienced life too. Like you just have to believe. Like if you don't believe and you don't have faith, what's going on?
It's
How do
harder. It's much harder for sure. It's harder to get through all of the things because when you have just like, you've got to believe in something greater than yourself because the experience of life is very difficult, even like
you
day to day. Like life is just very difficult. And unless you believe that there's something out there like that has a greater plan, damn, it's hard.
It's so hard, and then when you believe, you know you're not alone, okay? Right? You're legit never alone. Um, and I'm always here for you. Like, seriously, pop into your life, and now I am. You have my number,
I love it.
call me. I mean, if you're following me, message me. Like, I I respond. I feel and if you ask me to pray for this, I'll be like, "Okay, what's their name? Tell me what I'm praying about." Don't you hate when people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you." Not hate, that's a strong word, but don't you feel like, really? When they're like, "Pray for me," or "I'm gonna pray for you." Are you? What are you praying for? Did you like, you need to ask, you need to really mean.
All of my clients, I love that you said that because even just this morning, one of my clients, she had to cancel one of our sessions, and one of her girlfriends, just had found a lump. And anyway, so I'm like, let me, and I immediately always just send the actual prayer right then and there because I'm just like you. I really don't want to be that douchebag who says like, I'm gonna pray for you, and then like literally go on through my day. So I have a very big tendency to like, if I'm like, I'll say like, "Oh my gosh," like, "sending you love," or whatever, if I'm not 100% intending to pray. But, like, if I am, I'll sometimes, like, even get a message, and I'll be like, "I can't respond to that right now because I do not have the capacity to pray for that right at this moment, and if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm damn well gonna do it."
Yes, you are. No, I freaking love that, and I love that because there are douchebags out there. Like, come on, do you really I mean, guess what? You don't even have to tell me you're gonna pray for me. Just
Exactly. "I'm thinking about you. Thinking about you. I that instead."
or I'm sorry for that, right? Like, you just said you're a person had a
One of my clients' girlfriends, yeah.
like, I'm sorry. I truly am because I freaking can't anymore with that. And it's hard. And so you gotta like stop in in your tracks and be like, if you care, just take a moment to express that. Otherwise, it's okay for you to be like, you know what, I'm really sorry. Um, thinking about you.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly, thinking about you. That's, like, literally one of the things.
I just say a prayer. Like
Yeah, for sure, type it out. So my husband and I do that back and forth to one another, and that's really when I started sending it to, like, my clients and stuff, and not every one of my clients, so most of my so my whole process with coaching is, like, I have this three-thing formula. Is basically I say decision, faith, and action, and that can give you this most success in life and in business, and a lot of, basically, I'm like a therapist to business owners is what I kinda easily describe myself, but decision, faith, and action. And I always say faith to I don't care if it's a doorknob, I don't care if it's voodoo, doo-doo, woo-woo, whatever you wanna call it, but you gotta believe in something outside of yourself because, gosh, it's so hard if you don't for sure.
no, for sure.
Yeah.
Decision, fate, and action. I love it. You can
Everything is a decision, faith, and action. Every single thing on the planet, I'll go to my grave.
yeah, oh my gosh, 200 years from now, God willing. But, like, you have, like, a circle, right? Just it's almost like a business, Luke. Really.
Yeah, it's all of the things, like, every single thing can be solved with that. I think a lot of people stay in indecision far too long, and, a lot of people just talk about things and they don't take action, and the only way even your success, I mean, you could be here 5 years ago saying, "You know what? I'm gonna start a TikTok. I'm gonna dance on TikTok." But unless you, like, signed up, created a name, and showed up on TikTok every bloody damn day and continued to do the thing that you said you're going to do, you wouldn't be who you are today. You wouldn't have had the success. You don't know where that would go without taking action, and unfortunately, a lot of people stay in indecision, in inaction, and action, like, is one of the my personal belief is action builds confidence, like, 150%.
Absolutely, and there's things I'm sure I need to make a move on, right? And I'm not. but maybe the time isn't now. Like, I think I'm just now starting to live, well, honestly, because
I agree. It's better in your 40s.
there's so much
The face isn't.
like, there's so much to do. Like, this is just the beginning. I mean, listen, you were my first podcast. Dude, I've been talking about I put it in the universe. That's another thing. I put a lot of things in the universe. My universe, like thought, is so full. It's so colorful too, but it's so full. And I'm like, I want to do a podcast. This will be so fun.
Shut up. You literally legit put it into the world that you were gonna do a podcast, and I'm the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
The universe delivers. And I'm like,
150%.
it so delivers. And yeah, that's kind of how I operate, you know? Yeah, I believe in it. So look, I believed. I put it in the universe. We're acting on it. No, yes, decision, faith, and now we're acting.
Yeah, and you took action on it, in order to make it happen, and if I wouldn't have reached out like, you can take the action, I just think that if you really kinda boil it down, it really does work. So, speaking of your future, what does the next version of this look like? What are the things up in that iCloud bubble of yours?
Oh my gosh, I would love to well, when it comes to fashion and all the things, I love it all, right? Like so much good stuff is coming my way and it's fun and it's amazing and and I love sharing it. In terms of the good, I would love to do more good for people, right? I don't know what that looks like. Like, am I an author? I don't know. Like I can talk and someone can write. Am I, does music and dancing heal? Yeah. Can I do something with that? I don't know. So it's that I don't know what I could do right now to monetize to make a living in the future, right? But for now, this is what I'm doing. And yeah, I don't know. I really like feeling good and infecting people with that good energy. I love that. I just don't know what I could do with it. So I talk about it all the time.
You definitely should, and you know what? It's interesting, and thank you for sharing that because I'm sure most people who would look at your Instagram and your TikTok, like I'm not a TikToker. I hate to even say that. I think I have it. My team posted on it for a minute, but I'm much more Instagram. How many followers do you have over on TikTok?
Um, is it like 248,
So
246?
250,000, and then you have close to 200,000 on Instagram. So,
Yeah.
I want people to hear that though, because I think it's really helpful that right now that isn't your full-time gig. And yes, she has that many followers. She has that many views and likes and shares and all of the fun things. But I think that oftentimes people would look at that and be like, oh, this girl's making millions from doing it.
Yeah. Oh, do you just drink coffee all day in your kitchen? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
wish,
Yeah, you
you
would.
know?
But you could. You absolutely 100% could. And you know how you're gonna get I tell people this all the time. The only way you're gonna figure out how to do that is to take action and get clarity. Because from action you'll get clarity and figuring out what you like and what you don't like. Maybe it's not a book, maybe it's not a podcast. I've done so many iterations of coaching, like in the capacity. I only do one-on-one coaching now because it's the thing that I love the most, even though I was told forever not to do it because you can't impact a million people and make millions of dollars. Well, I do pretty damn good, and I like the people I get to impact. But all of that to be said is I do think that, just try a whole bunch of things and decide what you like. You might hate writing a book. You might love podcasting. You might hate being a full-time fashion influencer.
Totally, totally. And then you take into consideration kind of life circumstances and stuff. Like when the kids are done and both are in college. You know what I mean? So that's kind of I also believe in, like, kinda deadlining stuff or, like, setting goals, like, time frames, and so I'm like, "Alright, I've got my 10th grader, so then when she goes to college, what does that look like?" Right? For Matt and I, and Louis, and, if Louis gets a friend. I don't know. I'm so open to all of it. I see people traveling and they do meditation retreats. What? I wanna do that. I wanna go, I wanna be a part of it, so
Too bad we didn't connect. I'm hosting a retreat in California next week. Sold out, but yeah,
oh, there's let me know so you're out here.
I will. I'm coming into Palm Springs.
Don't you love the desert? It's my
Yes, it's wonderful. Yeah,
oh,
you were just in Joshua Tree.
yeah, I love Joshua Tree. It's like my
I've never been there.
oh my god. Well, we need to talk and you need to go and we'll make it happen. It is like happiness, zen, it's so popular now, or trendy is the word,
Yeah.
but there's so many beautiful Airbnbs that pop up, and you do nothing, you're already doing everything. Literally, that's Joshua, and, it's just a good vibe, good energy. Quick 1 day, 2 day, even if you don't spend the night. I got the coolest cactus this time.
Oh, so
Yeah.
cool.
No, it's just good, it's good.
So how do people follow you? What do they do? Tell us all the
I'm open, right, and public, y'all, so it's obsessed and you need it. Follow me there.
So, that was that I should have asked this question before because I looked, I wrote this down. So, out of all the things that you've ever shared, because I love this juicy part of it. Out of all the things that you share, what do people love the most? Like, your kimono, that pink one with the eye?
Oh, yeah, that's up my lake tree thing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's fabulous. That's how I, like, literally remembered you. So, what are the things that, like, over the years that people have, like, come to you for the most?
So, without a doubt, when there's a video of Matt, people love it and eat that shit up because he is so different than me. You know,
Oh, my husband, same shit.
okay?
Exactly. People love
They're
it.
like,
Yeah.
"That's her husband, and that's what he's doing or not doing, and what?" And people love to talk.
Yeah.
So, good and not good, he doesn't give a shit. He's like, "Whatever." I freaking love it. I find him to be hotter when he's that way. I'm like, "Oh." So, people love when there's a video with Matt, and people love Matt. My friends love Matt. Like, he's so they love when I see him. They I get a great response if it's a outfit type thing. Literally, the eye kimono, I have a white and a pink. People go nuts. I'm always wearing eyes. That's like a thing. I can't even count how many I have on me right now.
Oh, cool.
And, or like when I wear my girlfriend's brand, this is Jen Pirates Booty. Like, people love her line. So the reason they comment is because they've seen it, they love it, and sometimes they don't know how to put things together for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So that they see me, I'm wearing it, I'm moving in it, I'm having fun and life in it, right? So it opens people up to, "Oh my gosh, I can wear a hat too," and go to Trader Joe's. You know what I mean? Like, so that lastly, my hair. People will comment all day on anything related to my hair. I mean,
Yeah.
call
Fabulous hair. God, people pay thousands of dollars each month for hair like that.
make it want it to be like, boom.
That's what you should do. That's what you should do. Do you follow Ashley Mixon?
Okay, how do you spell her name?
Ashley. She was on the podcast before. Mixon. Ashley Mixon. She does the Mixon method. She's the Korean skincare. She does.
I don't
Anyway,
that's pretty skincare.
she's fabulous. Anyway, she, is just like you, very organic, super positive. She's absolutely breathtaking, like breathtaking. One of my clients recommended me to follow her, and then I reached out to her, and she was on the podcast, and she shared it and done all the things. But, she talked about how people were always asked, like, that's what she does. She shares products, like, that's her full-time gig. But she created her own product line because she's like, "This is silly. I promote all of this," and she's obviously a big influencer for a Korean skin brand, like, that's
Oh,
her
amazing.
tie, but she created her own product because, people kept asking for the products, and she's like, "I'm just gonna do my own." Girl, there's your thing.
Yeah, that ain't right. I need that. I need that. Like, so now I'm like, okay, where do I go to make? And and I know what works because I've got hair. That's the thing. Like, she knew because of her skin,
Yes.
and people trust her. So naturally, they're going to go and buy.
There you go. There's your retirement plan. Hair, right there.
it.
I'll have you back on the podcast when you bring your hair product to market.
I'll send you some. We'll do our hair together.
I love it. You guys, please go follow her for nothing else. I mean, whether it's the eye kimono, the positivity, the spirituality, your dancing. Thank you for doing this.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. This was so fun, and I could do this for hours with you.
Yes, and I'm so excited. She was the first, guys, but now you get to know her too, and I'm excited for your community to hear this too because I always think it's helpful for people like yourself who perhaps your community doesn't get that long form content since this is the first time that you've done a podcast. So I'm grateful that it was on Decide It's Your Turn, and thank you for being here.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and us. This isn't over, you and me.
Yes.